Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Now we meet Brynna Counts-Morgan, who works with Washington Trails Association. For many decades, WTA has been an important presence in our area, working on building and maintaining the amazing system of trails that provide great excursions for us, but they also do the important work of maintaining the environment to protect and to preserve it. So let's meet Brynna to learn more. Brynna Counts-Morgan, good morning. Thank you so greatly for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Kate. I'm so excited to chat with you today.
Well, I am also looking forward to this because Washington Trails is so important in our community. We wouldn't have this wonderful state and all of nature accessible to us if it wasn't for Washington Trails, correct?
Well, in part, yes. WTA is definitely a convener of many different wonderful agencies and partners who all help make the outdoors more accessible for Washingtonians. So it's a really wonderful organization to be involved with for that reason.
Right. And you yourself, aside from working for Washington Trails, are also one who loves to make use of the trails, I believe.
Oh, absolutely. And that's actually kind of a funny story. How I got to know WTA really well is by using our hiking guide and things like that in order to find trails near me that I could visit after work. And then one day I was on trail and I saw a trail crew out there working on the trails, improving them. And I saw it and I thought, wow, I had no idea Washington Trails Association did this too. I thought it was just a fun online resource. And so then I became inspired and became a member. And then from there, over time, I eventually was able to start working with Washington Trails Association. So it's been a really wonderful journey.
Well, it sounds like just a perfect kind of scenario for someone like you, or really, there are so many people. I was looking at the website and the numbers of people who are now involved. It feels like it's really grown and grown.
Oh, it has. And WTA has a really long history. We've been around for nearly 60 years at this point. It's a very long history, very rich history in Washington. And every year we see more and more people getting outdoors and getting interested in supporting trails and volunteering.
Because we do love being out in nature. I think this attracts a lot of people to move here because I think you moved not that far, but from out of state.
Yes, I came to Seattle after I graduated from college in Minnesota. I was originally from Oregon, but the Washington Trails here were a huge draw. Nature here is, in a way, unparalleled. You have such geographic diversity, whether if you're thinking about the Gorge in Southwest Washington, all the way up to the North Cascades, or in Eastern Washington, the deserty areas of Central Washington. There's something for everyone, and the abundance of nature here is incredible.
That it is. And Washington Trails really helps us to be able to access this nature in an easier way. And I think specifically in terms of something my husband and I were able to be involved with for a short bit, and that was restoring Kelly Butte. Now, I know a team who worked there just over a number of years really repairing that fire lookout. But we were able to get there, and once the trail was done, and so much more easily access it. So it's that sort of thing, being able to get to hard-to-reach places, respecting nature in the process.
Oh, absolutely. And I think something before I worked at WTA that I took for granted is that trails we're just always kind of clear. Sometimes, and I've experienced it traveling around, you realize, oh my gosh, there's so much work that actually goes into making sure the trails are barrier free and easily navigable and all of those things. And that's a huge part of our work is assessing, oh gosh, where are the needs within the state? Where do we need to be sending folks out? And what barriers are there to keeping people from getting outdoors?
Now, on any given day, it would be great to be talking about Washington trails and the really wonderful natural opportunities we have here. But today, we're specifically together because of Give Big. Washington gives the opportunity for us to really support the work of so many nonprofit organizations in our state. And with that in mind, you have a big project, a number of big projects with a big goal that you're going to invite us to support, right?
Absolutely. We're really excited for Give Big, which, if folks who are listening aren't aware, is from May 7th and 8th. And it's a really exciting day where people from across the state chip in and support nonprofits. And we would really love if you considered supporting Washington Trails Association. We're going to be working to raise $140,000 over those 2 days, which is a very ambitious goal. But in part, the reason we need to do something like this is because our summer trail work season is coming up. Summer is easily our busiest time of year because over winter, so much can happen to a trail. Trees can fall, there can be, different mudslides, what we call trail washouts. And then that makes it really hard for hikers to get back outdoors during the best time of year to do so. So we really depend on donations to help power our summer trail work because we're going to be sending crews out, both volunteer and paid staff, to remove those barriers and make trails really ready to welcome the hundreds of hikers who are going to want to visit them. And we're not working just on, the most popular trails in the state. We're working on ones that are in neighborhoods close into cities and also way far out backcountry trails that maybe haven't been worked on in 10 years. So we're really trying to touch as much of the trail system in Washington as we can. Give Big is a really excellent opportunity to support because it's a day when so many people come together. It doesn't matter if you give $10 or $100, all these donations kind of come together and make a huge impact because it's a community of people acting together for something they believe in. I walk away every year feeling really inspired by what we're able to do on Give Big. So I'm excited to see what this year looks like as we fundraise for these projects.
Oh, and I am really crossing fingers and toes to make sure that you get to that and invite others. If they haven't had an opportunity to try out a trail, do that. And at the same time, really seriously consider a contribution. As you said, it doesn't matter the size. Size matters, but what you have available out of your own resources, give what you can, because together, cumulatively, we really are able to do so much more. And that's what's exciting about Give Big.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's a really powerful day. And I also love seeing how other nonprofits fare on this day, too. So many are fundraising for great causes. So if you go to the Washington Gives website, you're able to see tons of other nonprofits as well that are fundraising for really essential work in our state. So we're excited to kind of lift each other up on this big day that brings together everyone in Washington.
Yes, there's something magical, miraculous, if you will, that happens in that way, that we working together, and supporting each other and knowing that we're all in it together. There's something that happens that we really achieve great things. I know that's been the story of past years, and I anticipate that being the case once again this year.
Yeah, I definitely hope it is. And I believe in the WTA community. I'm always bowled over by the generosity that we see. And we also see a lot of new folks join our organization. We have a membership model where when someone joins WTA with a donation, they get our quarterly magazine, which includes trail tips and information. And they also receive a little decal for their window. So when you're out hitting the trail, you can see all the other people who have the WTA member stickers in their window, which is always a fun kind of bingo thing for me when I go out on trail.
Right, exactly. And this is what we're trying to do, is to also increase that so that we have that much more participation. And it doesn't mean a certain dollar number. Donate what you can and get out and explore, and then realize, oh my gosh, this is even more valuable than I thought.
Absolutely, yes.
So to make our donations, there are a couple of ways. Washington Gives, or Give Big, really is a great site and helps. I don't know if there's sort of a contest that goes on or not anymore. I know at one time there was, but we also have your website that we can donate to.
Absolutely. Yes, you can. And our website is a great resource also for you to find trips and tips and on hiking and different trails near you, both near and far. And that's WTA.org. Really easy for you to come visit with that short little web address. But during Give Big, we love to have all of our donations come through Washington Gives. But then if you want to give it another time of the year, absolutely visit WTA.org to make a donation.
Right. Yes. So it is a very exciting time. Springtime, this is, the weather's getting so much better. We're anticipating spending more time out of doors. And maybe this is going to be new to us, or maybe we're a seasoned hiker and so excited by it. It doesn't matter. In the mix, we're all in this together, and we just want to be able to enjoy and treat well all of the nature and all the trails that are around us.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that's one of the big things that WTA promotes is good trail stewardship, teaching folks how to be good trail users. That's a huge part of our work. And the work on WTA.org is around any kind of resource you could need, really. Like if you need to know how to hike in bear country, we have a resource for that. Or if you need advice on leave no trace, we also have information on that. So we have all kinds of information on helping folks become good trail stewards so we can all come together to keep these beautiful places we love protected and well maintained.
And by participating in the maintenance of the trails, and sometimes it means creating trails. I'll go back to the Kelly Butte story. I didn't experience this, but some of my friends who had been involved in the building of the trail said when they first went there to the lookout, the fire lookout that's not active now, but just a recreation source at times, they would have to scale up a rock wall. Well, now it has a beautiful switchback trail through beautiful mountain flowers that you can enjoy. And that's what happens. They make accessible and in a way that, keeps nature safe and, respecting all of the flowers that are there so that we can enjoy it and yet keep it natural for others.
Yeah, what a wonderful story. That sounds like a total win. And I think that's just one story of so many that have been part of WTA's history. There have been so many instances of WTA being able to help transform a trail or a trail system to make it more accessible for hikers. And that's a huge priority for us.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the reason then that we want to support what is so fundamentally a part of us when we live here and want to enjoy all of nature. We're so fortunate because we have so many green spaces and so much that is still so natural, the rivers and the streams and, well, going from mountains to desert. I mean, it's just, like you said, such a cross section of beauty and nature.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I will say one of the really cool features about the WTA.org website is on there we have a hiking guide, which is how you find those trails. I know you mentioned that at the beginning, Kate, and you can use that to filter down wherever you might want to go. You can filter for wildflower hikes, or if you want to see waterfalls, all of those amazing things. We recently even added a snow layer to our online hiking guide so you could see where there's still snow and kind of plan your hikes accordingly. Because I know folks are wanting to get further and further into the backcountry as we get closer to summer. All this to say, the website also is only possible with donations from our community. That's really powered by membership. We have 26,000 people who are members of WTA, which is just mind-blowingly incredible for me to talk about. And that really helps us provide those online resources on WTA.org and the trail maintenance and all of our other amazing programs like advocacy, our outdoor leadership training program. We really strive to be an organization that can touch all aspects of trails within Washington state.
Right. So that is a very important thing to consider, how the website is really fueled by the donations. So
Absolutely.
We want to keep doing that to support all the volunteer work because that, of course, is important. Support the staff who really coordinates all the volunteer work that goes on. So consider the donation to keep this moving forward, and also consider being part of the volunteer crews that go out, right?
Oh, absolutely. Volunteering on trail is an incredible time. I've been fortunate to do it myself a couple of times, and I'm just in awe of what people are able to achieve. And I remember thinking after my first day work party, I will never look at a trail the same way again. I after the hard work you do that day and how exhausted you are, you can never take it for granted again. And so I definitely encourage folks to get out there and experience that because it's incredibly rewarding.
So, two ways, both very important, to get physically out there to work on the trails and then enjoy the trails, but also financially support the work of this incredible organization, Washington Trails. And let's mention once again how to go about making those donations.
Yeah, you can visit washingtongives.org. That's spelled WAGIVES.org. And then you can look up Washington Trails Association through their website. That's how you can give during Give Big. But during other times of the year, feel free to donate at WTA.org. You can also go to WTA.org to make a trip report or search for hikes, search for volunteer opportunities, as Kate said. So there's lots of ways for you to support our organization.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, it's exciting. This is just the right season, probably the busier season for this going on. And I just so appreciate your taking time with us this morning, Brynna. It's been really wonderful. And I wish you super success in reaching that goal of 140,000.
Thank you so much, Kate. I appreciate you so much.
That brings us to the end of a very full hour of Inspirational Women with Brynna Counts-Morgan and Brianna Stevenson and Sunday Morning Magazine with Tim Palmer. I'm Kate Daniels, your host, and I greatly appreciate your sharing this hour with me and these special guests. For details you might have missed or information you'd like to know, please just send me an email, kated@warm1069.com, and I will get right back to you. Also, if you'd like to listen again or to share these important stories with your family and friends, find the podcast on our Warm 1069 webpage. Just click on the Listen tab, then Podcasts, then either of the show names, and then look for the guest names. I now wish you and your family a day of doing what we can to care for our planet home. Have a week of the same, and then please plan to join me again next weekend for another hour of Sunday Morning Magazine and Inspirational Women on Warm 1069. Good morning.